a Playlyst original.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast,
where we review the pilot episodes of TV shows to answer your question, should I watch this?
My name is BJ.
And my name is Mitu.
And this week, we're watching Naruto, streaming on Netflix or Prime Video or Crunchyroll.
And probably a ton of other places. It's very popular.
It is.
All right, Beej, you tell us your favorite anime and which character you'd want to be in that anime.
Wow, that is not a small question. I will have to think quickly. But before that, let's talk about Naruto. Deep within the Hidden Leaf Village, sharp and cunning ninja carry an ultimate power, while Naruto Uzumaki carries within him the ultimate secret. In this first episode, we have to find out if this plucky prankster has what it takes to achieve his lifelong goal and become the Hokage. Now, Mitu and I watched in different languages. In Japanese, which I watched, Naruto is voiced by Junko Takeuchi, and in English, which Mitu watched, he's voiced by Miley Flanagan. So Mitu, what were your first impressions of this world of ninjas?
Honestly, my first impression was, wow, that theme song. It is very good. And then my last impression was, wow, this outro music is fantastic. Getting into the actual content of the show, I know that you have enjoyed Naruto. My partner is a huge Naruto head, whatever you call yourselves, maybe ninjas. He's a big ninja. And so I, in this first episode, understood why people love this show so much. I mean, I know that that's a big statement. There's a lot of show to cover, but you really fall in love with the character development, with the story that's being built. Just in this first episode, what they do in 20 minutes is fantastic.
I forgot how much story they pack into the pilot episode, and it doesn't feel rushed.
No.
We truly get history of what happened in the village. We get Naruto going through a whole arc in his ninja academy, and we see him using one of his signature moves at the end. That was a lot.
We see a whole shift in his relationship with his sensei, Iruka. We have, 1-2 big reveals. And I feel like, to your point, you and I have watched shows where it feels like, okay, let's pack as much as we can to try to get people interested and have a bunch of storylines going so that, it's almost like they're hedging their bets. Maybe someone wants the love story. Maybe someone wants the friendship story. Maybe someone wants the action or whatever. And so it feels kind of hodgepodge. In this one, it felt seamless, but it was just so intriguing to have this much story to follow up on.
Yes, and I think what this pilot does that's smart, and a lot of shows don't do nowadays, is it focused primarily on the main character, Naruto.
Yes.
At his school, we see a lot of his classmates who will become important, but they say, we can wait. Let's introduce Naruto, build him up a bit, and add those characters later.
Pacing.
Wild idea.
That's what you need for storytelling.
And it works, because they created a likable character who is not perfect and has room and does grow.
That's what's cool about Naruto is it's clear he's going to be the hero of this show. It is named after him. And in anime, there's often like the heroes and villains, and it can be fairly clear cut, like good versus evil. In this case with Naruto, I like that he's like a little rascal. He is getting into pranks. He's seeking out attention because he doesn't get enough attention in his home life. He acts out a lot. And we have an opportunity, to your point, to see him become probably this really cool ninja hero. But until then, we also need to see some character development, and it's going to be interesting to watch that.
And I think they really explain well why he behaves the way he does.
Yes.
He's only 12 years old. He's an orphan. Literally everyone in his village, except for his teacher, ignores him or gossips behind his back. That's traumatizing.
Yes, it makes me think of all the YA novels you and I often read where when you will talk about them and we'll be like, why would this person do that? Oh my gosh, what a decision. And then I know I have to check myself and be like, she's 14 years old. She's facing this monster she's never heard of for the first time. Yeah. Of course she's doing things that don't make sense to you, the reader, with fuller information and an adult brain.
But here I would say this makes a little more sense than some of those YA characters.
Okay, so BJ is still unforgiving.
Some of them.
But in this one, I like that we understand more of the why, and they prioritized narratively getting that in both through his story and through his sensei's story, who has a similar background.
And connects it to the village's backstory.
Mm-hmm. And that backstory, I don't want to do spoilers, even though I don't know how you can spoil something that is so old and so popular. But there is just very fun village backstory literally inside Naruto.
Ooh. And yeah, this show is so old that there is now a sequel series about his son.
Wow. Ooh, I want to see Naruto as a dad.
Guess what he names his son?
Naruto?
I think it's Boruto.
Oh, that's cool.
Is it?
I mean, I like the idea of carrying on your name.
Mitu?
Maybe. Bojangles? You sounds like Bowberry Biscuit.
That would be your kid's nickname. My little Bowberry.
My little Bowberry.
Now, Mitu. This show is all about ninjas, and they can do all of the ninjutsu, kind of magic powers. What did you think of the action scenes?
Fantastic. There is a villain that you'll be able to see a mile away because of his haircut. At least to me, I saw his haircut and I said, I don't trust somebody with that haircut in an anime. The action scene between him, Naruto, and Ikura, fantastic. I was on the edge of my seat. And then even within that action scene, they still had so many emotional beats because of this developing relationship between Naruto and Ikura, and then Naruto's own maturation, both in power and in just like character. I thought it was just so beautifully done from that perspective too. It's like on one hand, you're gasping at all the action scenes, and then on the other, you're almost emotional for Naruto as he's learning things about himself and Ikura.
It was a very emotional battle scene.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this is funny. You noticed the villain by behavior, haircut, shadiness.
Really just haircut.
I noticed the villain because I was like, I don't remember that character. They can only be here for one reason.
I saw that asymmetrical John and Kate plus 8 haircut and I said, I know this person's up to no good.
And we were both right.
Yeah, we both got there.
I also want to add, it was interesting coming back to this pilot episode and seeing the fights and combat, which is really good. Also a little blood. It's a little dark.
Yeah.
There's violence, but I wouldn't say gory or anything. But seeing how it started off and now imagining where it's going to be several seasons later, everyone powers up like everyone gets Infinity Gauntlets by the end of the series. That's all I'm going to say.
An Infinity Gauntlet is that glove that the Purple Man wore?
Yes, that everyone wanted that can destroy half the universe.
Yes. Okay. You know me, just a Marvel girl through and through.
You knew.
I knew. Exactly. It's interesting to hear you say that because of the way that Naruto powers up in this first episode alone. We see significant growth from when we first see him trying to master this trick to him then using that fight strategy in the action scene to a pretty, to me, surprising effect. Like it seemed like a really significant growth in power and skill. And I thought the show was so well done narratively that it didn't feel unearned. It didn't feel like, wait, where did this come from? Like it was clear he was practicing and trying to do his best and had that practice pay off for him.
Yes, it was the logical next step in his training and skill development. And it adds into some of the lore, which will get better explained in future episodes.
I cannot wait. The other thing that I felt was earned were the emotional beats. So having the growth in his character, some of that maturation, as well as in his relationship with Ikura, that also didn't feel rushed to me. Although a lot happened, I felt like they earned some of that emotional payoff by the end of the episode.
Yes, I think they built it up well, and you can already see the bond between them earlier in the episode, so it makes sense the trajectory that they were set on.
Ikuro is cracking me up because he is so invested in Naruto that the way that he tells Naruto, "You did not do well in this class assignment," was this very comical shouting, "You fail," at him every time he did not do something well. And it made me laugh every time he yelled it.
That's an English thing.
Oh, that's an English thing? That's interesting. It led me to believe like he really cares because you did not see that same level of passion when he was speaking to any of the other students.
Right. Yeah, in Japanese, he seemed more frustrated, but not necessarily calling him out for failing.
Oh, maybe they're spoon feeding it for the American audiences a little bit. Like, this guy really cares.
Guys, he failed. Did you see that? You hear it?
You failed. Do you get it, Americans?
And you got it.
I did. They spoon fed me. They did the like chugga 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 chugga, and I just ate every bite of it.
So since you ate up this pilot episode, will you watch more episodes of Naruto?
Yes, really good news for my household, you coming over as a guest, and for my partner. I do want to watch more episodes. If you're animated show hive, but you haven't done an anime yet like me, I think this is a good one. There is so much care and relationship building, but also really fun action. And it's just really well done storytelling. I genuinely couldn't think of something I didn't like in this first episode, like a strong critique of like, I wish they had left this thing out or done this thing better. I just really liked it all the way through.
Wow. I am shocked, but also it warms my heart how much you love this anime and that this is your step into Anime Hive and that you're only just going to get deeper and deeper from here.
All right, nerds.
Hey, you're one of us now. You like Naruto. You can no longer separate yourself.
Because I was so cool before.
See, you were more like book nerd, but now you're coming into anime nerddom.
Like an intersectionality of nerds.
Yeah, you bring all the nerds together.
What about you? Will you watch more episodes of Naruto?
That's a good question. I've never considered rewatching it because I don't rewatch a lot of shows in general. But it was fun going back. I watched this whenever it came out in the US in the English dub, and we had access to it, or easy access to it. But now I'm curious about rewatching it with the Japanese dub because the voices and personalities do feel a little different. So I'm curious to go down that path.
Ooh, that's interesting. Maybe a recommendation for existing Naruto Hive, but Naruto Hive who took in the English version.
Yeah, switch the language. See how you like it.
Yeah. All right. So what is your favorite anime and what character would you want to be in it?
That's really tough. I've decided not to exactly answer your question.
I've decided. Okay.
Instead, I'm going to answer the anime that I have the most nostalgia for. So not necessarily my favorite, but one that's like really special to me.
Okay.
That is Zoid's New Century. It came out when I was in like elementary school, and I remember watching it every day after school. And it's about a team who fight in tournaments using giant robots that are like shaped like different animals. And I'd probably want to be the main character, Bit Cloud, because like he was the best.
And you would fight giant robots.
Yeah. Looking at it as an adult, it seems very unsafe because even in the show, they get knocked out, like unconscious during battles quite often without helmets. But everyone was always okay by the next episode.
Okay. So maybe in anime, there isn't CTE.
There better not be.
All right. Well, I'm excited to watch you fight giant robots one day.
Oh, okay. You're making this a reality?
Yeah.
Thanks. In the meantime, you can find more episodes of the Pilot Podcast on our website, thepilotpodcast.com, or you can follow us on your favorite podcast platforms.
You can also follow us on social media at The Pilot Pod on Instagram, X, and TikTok. And you can send thoughts, feelings, show recommendations, because every other week we do a show recommended by you, our wonderful listeners, to askthepilotpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Bye.